Millions recognize her face. Every year, crowds gather to glimpse her famous smile, protected behind layers of glass in the Louvre. Yet the woman herself remains almost invisible. Her name was Lisa del Giocondo. She wasn't a queen, an explorer, or a revolutionary. She lived a quiet life in Renaissance Florence as the wife of a successful merchant. Had she never crossed paths with one extraordinary artist, history would almost certainly have forgotten her. Instead, she became the face of the world's most famous painting. This is the story of the woman behind the Mona Lisa. Lisa Gherardini was born on June 15, 1479, in Florence during the height of the Renaissance. Her family belonged to the minor nobility, respected for their ancestry, though no longer among the city's richest families. Florence was a city unlike any other. Artists, merchants, bankers, and scholars filled its streets, helping shape ideas that would influence Europe for centuries. Like most girls of her time, Lisa's future would be determined largely by marriage and family. Nothing suggested she would one day become one of history's most recognizable faces. At 15, Lisa married Francesco del Giocondo, a prosperous cloth and silk merchant. Their marriage strengthened family ties and secured a comfortable place within Florence's growing merchant class. Together, they raised several children and built a respectable household. Lisa spent her days managing domestic affairs, supervising servants, and caring for her family. It was an ordinary life, but one that was about to become extraordinary. Around 1503, Francesco commissioned a portrait of his wife, likely to celebrate the family's success or commemorate their home. The artist was Leonardo da Vinci. Already respected for his brilliance, Leonardo approached painting differently from most artists. Rather than simply recording a likeness, he sought to capture personality itself. Neither he nor Lisa could have known they were beginning one of history's greatest masterpieces. Leonardo worked slowly, refining every detail over many years. Stories claim musicians entertained Lisa during the sittings to keep her smiling, though historians cannot confirm whether this really happened. Whatever the truth, Leonardo achieved something remarkable. Her expression seems to change depending on where you look, making viewers wonder whether she's smiling, thinking, or keeping a secret. More than 5 centuries later, people are still asking the same question. Unlike most commissioned portraits, Leonardo never delivered the painting to Francesco. Instead, he kept it with him, continuing to perfect it throughout his life. Eventually, he carried it to France, where it entered the French royal collection. That unusual decision probably saved the portrait from disappearing into a private Florentine home. Instead, it began a journey toward immortality. While the portrait traveled, Lisa remained in Florence. She lived through wars, political unrest, and dramatic changes that swept across Renaissance Italy. After Francesco's death in 1538, Lisa likely spent part of her final years near the convent where one of her daughters had become a nun. She is believed to have died around 1542. Her passing attracted little attention. For centuries, Leonardo's portrait slowly grew in fame. By the 19th century, it was celebrated as one of the greatest paintings ever created. Its theft in 1911 made headlines around the world, turning the Mona Lisa into a global celebrity. Ironically, as the painting became more famous, the woman behind it became more mysterious. For many years, scholars debated the identity of the woman in the portrait. Eventually, surviving documents confirmed what many had long suspected. Leonardo had painted Lisa del Giocondo, an ordinary Florentine woman whose quiet life had unexpectedly become part of history. The discovery reminded the world that behind every masterpiece is a real human story. Lisa never sought fame. She never ruled a kingdom, commanded an army, or changed the course of history through politics or war. By all accounts, she lived the life of an ordinary Florentine wife and mother. Yet today, billions recognize her face. Her portrait has survived wars, revolutions, theft, and the passing of more than 5 centuries. It has inspired artists, writers, musicians, and countless theories, becoming one of the most recognizable images ever created. Not because of who Lisa became, but because one artist saw something timeless in an ordinary woman. History forgot much of her life. But through Leonardo's brush, Lisa del Giocondo achieved a kind of immortality few people ever will. Her smile still captivates the world, and behind it, we can finally remember the woman herself. Some stories fade, others wait to be heard.